Gospel 1360. Gloria Leonard Ministries presents Preparing Hearts, Changing Lives radio broadcast. Preparing Hearts, Changing Lives talk show pursuing family wholeness. We're doing a new thing. We're making a way in the desert to reclaim and regain what the devil has stolen. Be aware this show can be informative and controversial. Tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11:15 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. and on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. For more information and bookings, visit www.glminphcl.net. That's www.glminphcl.net. Or call 877-232-0255. Now, here's your host, Gloria Leonard.
So whatever we eat or drink or whatever you do all to the glory of God. So I'm going to pose a question to the listening audience this morning. What plans do you have for the 2014 to take care of the temple? What have you written out your plans? Do you have a plan? Have you made a commitment when you're looking at being a better you in 2014? What plans do you have to be a healthier you, a leaner you, a better you in 2014? And we want to, and for those of you who haven't set those goals to prayer, want to put those goals to prayer, but also we want to take action. And that's one of the most important things is that we take action on those goals that we have to be a better you in 2014. Minister Leonard, have you set your goals for 2014 to be a healthier you for the upcoming year?
Well, I didn't set any goals, but I'm just going to maintain what I'm doing because I stopped doing that resolution stuff years ago because I felt personally I was lying to myself, number one, and lying to God. So I cut that foolishness out.
Well, we won't label it resolutions. That's why I specifically said goals. We're going to label it resolutions. And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But unfortunately, what happens at the beginning of the year, we're all gung-ho. We've made it up in our minds that we're going to do better for the next year. And unfortunately, by the time February rolls around, we have put most of those resolutions to the side. But we want to talk about just, setting goals and writing them down and making them plain, and then having a direct path in which you're going to achieve. Because what I find with most people, what they'll do is they'll make a statement, but they really don't have a plan on how they're going to accomplish it. And so if you're going to get lean in 2014, if you're going to be healthy in 2014, you got to write it down. You got to make it plain. You can't get to where you're going if you don't know where you're at. So, certain things you need to do. You need to know what your weight is. You need to do a self-assessment, self-evaluation. What things that I need to do to improve, not just about losing weight, but just to be healthier. What things that I need to do to make some changes in my life in 2014? Ask yourself some questions about your mindset. What is your relationship with food? We're supposed to eat to live, not live to eat. And unfortunately, that the latter happens more often than not. In addition with that, when we make a decision about what we put in our body, we ask ourselves the question, does this food honor the temple? Does this food take care of the temple? Does this food make the temple better? And when you make those decisions and don't do what I call mindless eating, but think about if what I'm eating and I'm drinking, does it glorify God and glorify the body? Now, I just want to give a few tips, and then I want to open it up for questions from the listening audience. We have to do several things we need to do. First of all, I talked about already, we need to have a specific plan in mind, writing those goals down and making them plain. And then do a self-evaluation. We talked about that. Determine what your relationship is with food. and see what you need to do to correct that. If it is about just doing mindless eating, if you eat when you're feeling good, if you eat when you're feeling sad, you need to make some changes, because it should be a structured diet plan where you're eating at specific times of the day, and it's a structured meal plan. I don't want to use the word diet, but meal plan, because oftentimes when you use the word diet, that's a negative connotation and people fall off the path very quickly. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is movement. How much are you moving during the course of a day? We're in the age of technology where we are our phones are attached to our hands like it's part of one of our digits. We're and the most of the motions that we do is using those fingers to make that contact, check our Facebook or a number of other things. But how much are you moving that body? And if you're trying to lose weight, the tip in the area of movement is you should be exercising a minimum, if you're trying to lose weight again, 5 to 6 times a week, a minimum of 30 minutes, preferably 45, but a minimum of 30 minutes. And this needs to be active, deliberate movement. Now, walking from your desk on one side of the office to the other side of the office is not the deliberate movement we're talking about. I'm talking about setting time aside in the course of your day where you carve out 30 minutes. Remember, you have to plan it out. 30 minutes where you're going to exercise 5 to 6 times per week. That's the minimum we should be doing. And that should include cardiovascular training where we are getting that heart rate up. We're breaking a sweat. We are our respirations have changed because we're working harder. We want to make sure that we're increasing our heart rate where you can see some active and some definite changes. In addition to that, we want to include some weight resistance training. Now, I think we talked about that a little bit on last week, that when we're looking at what we're doing to improve our overall health, exercise is such a very important component, but we also want to develop those muscles, because toned muscles and developed muscles will help us to be a more effective calorie burning machine. So we need to incorporate a minimum of 2 times a week some resistance training. That's using resistance bands, some light weights, whatever that weight-bearing exercise that you choose, have that incorporate that as part of your exercise routine. Now, if you're going to join a gym, I really recommend that you find something that works best for your schedule, number one, and number two, that you have a accountability partner who's going to be there with you, encourage you to come, even on those days that you don't feel like coming, and don't let any excuse get in your way for not being there. Excuses are oftentimes what sabotages our weight management and our exercise routine, so we don't want to do that. In addition to that, we want to look at how we're eating. If you look at the amount of food that we eat in the course of a day that really has no health value, you would be astounded. In fact, one of the things I'm going to encourage you to do is to do a journal for over the next week of just what you're eating. And I know many of you have already set your plan in motion of what you're going to do to improve your overall health and to lose weight. But one of the things that's important in doing so is that you journal so that you'll know exactly what you're taking in. Because sometimes we're taking in those calories that we don't realize, those calories that help to sabotage our weight management program. Now, if you're looking at what you're eating and how often you're eating, all of us should be eating a healthy breakfast. We're going to start our day with a healthy breakfast. Now, one of the things that I do and that I recommend is that I actually do a meal replacement drink a protein drink that has fruit. I even include some frozen vegetables, and then it's a great smoothie to start off my morning, especially if you're in a hurry, you're trying to, get out there to the office before the traffic gets bad. You don't have a lot of time, or you're trying to get the kids ready, and prepare the things that you need to do. That healthy shake it's a good jump start to your morning. Or if that's not the case, get you some oatmeal in the morning. But you want to make sure you eat breakfast, and not sugary breakfast, not donuts and some of the other fatty foods that I see people doing on the way to work. Stopping and getting that cup of coffee that's so laden with sugar that you're taking in 600 to 700 calories just in that one cup of coffee. But you want to make sure you're eating a healthy breakfast. And then in addition to that, you want to eat a healthy lunch and a healthy dinner, and that includes a protein, a complex carbohydrate. Yams or baked yams are a great carbohydrate to include in either your lunch meal or your at your dinner time. And vegetables. I can't say enough of that. You can eat as much as you want in the area of vegetables. So your afternoon and your evening meals should include your protein, your vegetable, and of course a fruit. Now you want to make sure you eat healthy snacks, and those snacks should be around about 100 and 150 calories as far as your snack is concerned. But you want to have 2 to 3 healthy snacks during the course of a day. That could be a cup of Greek yogurt and an apple, a cup of Greek yogurt and some almonds, or just a piece of fruit. But you want to make sure you have a snack where you're actually feeding the body every 2 to 3 hours during the course of a day. And why do we do that? Because we want the metabolism to be maintained at a healthy rate. And when you eat on a consistent basis, your body doesn't feel like it's going to be starved, and it becomes a much more effective calorie-burning machine. So that's the tip as far as your eating is concerned. And I really recommend that you use supplements. Many of us, just because the way we eat, we need to make sure we get enough vitamins in, which includes, all your B vitamins, your vitamin E, A, B, just your whole gamut of vitamins we need to make sure that we're getting. And so in doing that, it's important that I recommend that you do supplements. Now, I know some of the literature will tell you we get enough in our foods, but, when we know we don't eat the way we should, or our foods may not have all that it needs in order to supply the body, it's really important that you take supplements. I, of course, recommend the supplement line that I use is by Artis, and it's a liquid vitamin. What I love about it is a liquid vitamin that it's ready to be taken up by the cells the minute you take the vitamin. It's already cell ready. And so I recommend that you take that vitamin at least twice a day, once in the morning and in the evening. And if you want more information about that, you please feel free to contact me. Again, my organization, I'm part of the organization called Fit Just For You, Health and Wellness, and I could be contacted at 832-203-3700 for additional information about supplements and the importance of supplementation during the course of a day. Now, I really encourage you, any listening audience out there, any questions that have come in, did you open up for questions? Any questions that have come in? And if not, I'm going to continue just to share some information with you. But I want to ask the question again, listening audience, what plans have you put in place to take care of the body during 2014? Do you have any specific plans that you've put in place for 2014 to take better care of you, whether it be your exercise program, whether it be eating better, whether it be taking a walk in the park 3 or 4 times a day? Do we have a question? Okay, while we're waiting for that person to come in, go ahead and give me your question, please.
They hung up. The telephone number to call, you have any questions about health, is 281-837-2222, 281-837-2222. Give us a call. She can answer your questions right now, or if you have a comment to make.
All right, then we're going to go ahead and move forward. Now, one of the things that's really important is that you set realistic goals in developing your plan. Now, let me just give you some basic tips. Do not skip meals. Eat 5 to 6 meals a day. We've already talked about that. 5 to 6 meals a day, and that includes 3 of your regular meals and 2 snacks. Consider a plant-based diet. It's really important that we get enough vegetables in. And I recommend that you take 2 to 3 days a week, 3 to 4 days a week, and do a meatless diet. And on those particular days, you're going to eat lots of fruits, lots of vegetables. Many of us are familiar with the Daniel diet. We can do that over 21 days. If you're brave enough to do that, I recommend the Daniel diet as a way to jumpstart your 2014 for a healthy you. You want to make sure you have proper elimination, because whether we realize it or not, if you're not eliminating properly, those toxins are being stored in your body. And so we need to make sure that we detox and we're eliminating properly. You should be having an evacuation or bowel movement at least 3 times a day, not once a week, not twice a week, but at least 2 to 3 times a day. When you're eating, looking at our proteins, we want to make sure we're eating lean proteins. Of course, you want to eat chicken and fish, and want to eliminate or limit red meat from your diet. If you must have red meat, try to limit it to at least to only 1 time a week, at the most 2. We want to eat lots of whole grains, nuts, whole grain cereals, not your sugary cereals, but your whole grain cereals, whole grain bran. You want to make sure you're drinking at least 8 glasses of water per day, or 64 ounces of water per day. And that's extremely important, because water helps to flush the system and also helps you to actually lose weight in your desire to be a leaner you. Practice portion control. That's extremely important. Practice portion control. Instead of eating off that 9 or 12-inch plate, get your smaller plate, and that will help you to have portion control. Your portion should be no larger than the palm of your hand. For we be a lady or
Please hang up, and if you'd like to make a call, try it again. If you need help, please hang up, then dial the operator. This is a recording.
Stay away from processed foods. Can't say enough about that. Stay away from those salty foods, those potato chips, those lunch meats. All those things are high in fat, high in salt, those things that are not good for you. Now, many of you love diet sodas, but we need to stay away from those diet sodas, because those diet sodas are unhealthy. And remember, whether you eat or drink, whatever you do should be in the glory of God. So if that food that you're putting in the body, ask yourself the question, does this glorify God? Does this take care of the body? Then if that question is no, then you need to put that Snickers down. You need to put those potato chips down. You need to put that hot dog down. You need to put that Church's chicken, chimichangas, all those things that we tend to do mindlessly, that's not good for the body. We need to remove those things from our diet. Now, and the other thing that we should have done, but if you haven't done it, you need to remove all those things out of the household that will trigger you to get off of your plan for a healthier you. One of the things that, if you know that sweets is your thing, and you have cookies and all those other types of products in your house that will make you get up in the middle of the night and eat something you shouldn't, or if you get bored, eat something you shouldn't, you've got to remove those things from the household. Engage in positive thinking. Visualize what you want to look like. You got to believe it. You have to conceive it. And when you conceive it, that means visualization of what you're going to look like over the next 3, 6, 8, 12 months as you implement your plan. And you have to be able to receive. Now, right now, you're receiving information, but it just can't be all just about the receiving. You got to put it into action. You got to achieve it. You got to have a plan and make it plain. You got to exercise like we talked about earlier. You have to engage in positive thinking. You have to surround yourself with people who have the same mindset as you. You know, you can't have that girlfriend that the minute you decide that you want to do something different and not maintain your goal, to say, okay, let's go ahead and go to lunch and have this fatty diet that we know we shouldn't have. So surround yourself with the right people. Again, I encourage you to take supplements along with your plan. We have a caller. What's your question, please, or what's your comment?
Hello. Hello.
Caller, what's your question or your comment?
Can't hear you. Is that?
You're on the air, sir.
I'm on the air?
Yes, sir. Talk to us.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to say I'm so glad you said something about that Daniel fast. I call it the fast because it's 21 days.
Caller, go ahead. What's your question or your comment?
Hello.
She can hear you. Talk to us, sir.
Okay. Now, can she hear me now? Hello?
Yeah, talk to us, sir. Talk to us.
Yeah, I was just saying I was so glad to hear us say about that Daniel fast. I'm fixing to start on that Sunday, and it's 21 days. Thank you very much. I don't know if you heard me now.
Caller, what's your question?
No, it wasn't a question. I was just said I was glad to hear that you said something about that Daniel fast. I call it Daniel fast.
Oh, absolutely. That's a good way to kickstart your plan for a healthy year in 2014, because that particular diet or Daniel fast or Daniel plan, however you wanted to call it, it's about lots of healthy grains and fruits and vegetables as a part of your daily diet intake. So that's an excellent way to jumpstart your diet for 2014.
Yeah, the way I do it is no meat, no meats, no cakes, no sweets. Just all vegetables for 21 days.
Absolutely.
And I don't have no high blood pressure, no low blood pressure. I'm 69 years old and on no medication.
Oh, that's excellent. That's excellent. Now, listen, the audience, we just need to take suit. He says for 21 days, and that is the Daniel fast. Yeah. For 21 days. No fruits, no vegetables, no meats. No meats, no ice cream. No ice cream, no sweets.
Let me say one other thing. I've been doing it for 10 years, and I love butter pecan ice cream. And I have gone this year when I haven't had any butter pecan the whole year. So I wanted to see if I could go the complete year without something that I really love.
Praise the Lord.
I made it.
Praise the Lord. Praise
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Reverend Griffin.
Mm-hmm. God bless you. Any other questions out there or comments? Please feel free to call in, and we'd like to entertain your comments or your questions. Caller, go ahead.
Yes, I wanted to ask a quick question. What do you think about if you're trying to cut back those smart ones, the smart ones or the lean cuisines, in the health section, in the frozen section about those dinners, and I'm going to hang up and listen to you because I can barely hear you, about those meals, like the lean cuisine or the smart ones or the, not the fatty ones, but, the like Weight Watchers or something like that.
Well, I thank you for your question. My recommendation is that we stay away from those as much as possible. And the way you can do that is just to prepare. Again, you have to have a plan, and when you have your plan, you have to put it into action. And one of the things we can do so that, and I know it's about convenience. We often use that as a method of convenience. So if we prepare our meals, well in advance, like maybe on a Sunday or a Saturday or the weekend, for several days ahead of time, and box up those meals, then that would be the way I would go. But I really recommend that you stay, because that is a processed food, and I really recommend that you stay away from that. Now, every now and then, if that's your only option, then of course that would be okay. But to make that as a regular regimen, I would really recommend that you really stick more to eating your fresh fruits, your fresh vegetables, and your non-processed foods. But I hope that answered your question. But again, non-processed foods and those prepared meals are processed foods. Now, if anyone else has a question or comment, feel free to call in. We'd like to entertain your questions and comments of what it is that you're doing for 2014 to be a leaner, healthier you, because the temple is God's gift to us. We want to take care of the temple. So if you have something you want to share with us of what you're doing, or you have a question about what to do, then we'll be more than happy to entertain your questions. So feel free to call in. Again, my name is Joanne Goody. I'm with Fit for You and a partner with Gloria Leonard Ministries. I'm excited about 2014. I put my plan in place. I need to lose about 5 or 6 pounds that I've put on during the course of the last couple of months. So I know I'm going to have to get out there and exercise just a little bit more. And I'm going to be like the young man who called in earlier. I know what my weakness is. Believe it or not, my weakness is fruits. You know, you can have anything, even a good thing you can eat too much of. I just got to cut back on not eating quite so many bananas in the course of a day because they have a high caloric value. They're dense in sugars, so that I know I can't eat so many of those. I need to substitute it with something else. So even if you're a fitness person, we still have to, cut back and watch what we eat and make sure we're not only preaching it and teaching it, but we're doing it as well. So if anyone else out there has any questions or comments, feel free to give us a call. But again, we must remember that our bodies are a gift from God, and we want to treasure that gift by eating the things that we need to eat to nourish the body. We should be eating to live, not live to eat. And if you have had some bad habits over the course of 2013, we're now in a new year. We're now looking for a new and better you. And I want to encourage you to be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And may the peace of God be with you as we walk into 2014 and we make our commitment to take better care of our bodies, to improve our health, and just to be overall just good to ourselves, because the Lord God made a huge sacrifice for us, and we need to make the same sacrifice in taking care of our bodies. So be a better you in 2014. We're going to see you back right here at the Health and Wellness Corner with Gloria Leonard Ministries, and we're excited about the new year and the new you.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well.
You've been listening to Gloria Leonard Ministries' Preparing Hearts, Changing Lives radio broadcast. To receive a copy of this show or other shows, contact Gloria Leonard Ministries at 877-232-0255 or visit online at glminphcl.net. Send check or money order for $15 to P.O. Box 45715, Houston, Texas 77245 with the date of the show. If you enjoy this show and the information it provides and you'd like to just support the ministry, make your donations at Gloria Leonard Ministries website by logging on to glminphcl.net and clicking on the donation button. PayPal, MasterCard, Visa, and American Express accepted. For more information and bookings, call 877-232-0255. That's 877-232-0255. Make sure you tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11:15 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. And on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., where our mission is to reclaim, regain, and reunite families through prayer and to rescue our children from all unwholesome activities through prayer.
Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Who are you? Are we the same? Are you sure? The one thing that I am sure of is that we are all beautiful children of God with a divine power deeply rooted within us.